So, my name is Freya. I have finally accepted that I need to start sharing with more people, and the internet and YouTube seems the most direct way to do this. I'm not really sure my overall purpose, however, my intention here is to start sharing things about my life and the things that I discover, but there's more of a focus on spirituality and sort of self-reflection, well-being, this kind of thing. So through sharing my experiences and my perceptions, I hope that I can maybe give people a chance to see things from my perspective. Maybe you can learn different things, or by hearing about different topics, if there's something that you're interested in, you can then go and do your own exploration, your own research, and learn more. So all about sharing and learning. And we're all here to learn and to experience as many things as we can, and hopefully to gradually improve our lives bit by bit and begin to improve other people's lives as well. So where I have been for the past month is the country of Peru. And more specifically, I've been in and around the city of Cusco, which was the center of the Inca Empire. So this is why I went there. One reason why I went there was to go and explore this old culture and see what I can learn about their traditions, more focusing on the spirituality of the Inca people. So not to say they were perfect, and they did sacrifices, which is something I don't agree with, but they had some fundamental perspectives on life and the earth, which is in alignment with a lot of other things that I've read and that I'm interested in and I connect with. So primarily their belief system all revolves around nature and the planet and the aspects of creation that come every day. So you've got the sun, the moon, and the stars are important to them, and they sort of worship them like gods. And then you have Pachamama, which is Mother Earth. So they very much respected Pachamama. They work with the earth. They had all these like amazing agricultural terraces where they had different climates at different levels to grow different crops. And everything that they did came back to this resonance with nature, I think, and respect for nature. So they have many rituals, and the coca leaf plant is very much respected. So they would use the coca leaves in their ceremonies, in traditions. They would leave them places, special places, to give them to Pachamama, to honor her, to respect her. So they fundamentally respected the planet and nature and everything for everything that was given to them. They also believed in rebirth, which came out mostly with the nobility, because only the important people would get mummified, but they mummified them in the fetal position because they believed that because of this cycle and this process of rebirth, you leave the world in the same way that you come into the world, i.e. curled up like a fetus. So they would mummify people as fetuses. So if you see images or mummies in the museums, they are sort of curled up in fetal positions. But they don't look particularly peaceful. Some of them are they look tormented, actually. It's interesting. I don't know why. But yeah, so they believed in this, but I'm not sure if they believed that it was everybody that was reincarnated, or if it was only the nobility that had this process done to ensure that they would continue on to their next life. So then you've also got, importance of numbers, and then you've got like the Trinity with the sun, which is the masculine energy, the moon, which is the feminine, and the stars, which represents everyone, or in some cases children, but that's a sort of Trinity. And they also believed in the concept of duality, the masculine, the feminine, the polar opposites, which ultimately are unified. So for them, they did have the creator, who goes by many names, and one of the names, the full name is very, very long. One of the names I know is Pachacamac. And the creator is the greater creator, existence, universe, source, whatever. So they also saw that aspect, and they believed that, I like this story, from Lake Titicaca and Puno, which is seen as a powerful energy portal now. The sun, the moon, and the stars rose from the lake. Also, some people say that the Inca people came from the lake, and that the Inca people themselves, before they came and went into Cusco and like took over and started their empire, some people say that they came from another planet, that they came from another existence, that they came in with this knowledge, which was very different to what was in the area at the time. And that's what they brought in. And I think this is the thing, they have this legacy, but as all the tour guides stress, most of what the Incas are known for or recognized by is actually things that were already there. The structures, the technology of the time. This stuff was not all created by them. Their empire was very short, actually very short. From the beginning to the end, it was only a few hundred years. Some people say that it was only 100 years that they were really in their time. It's not very long. So I think more what they brought in was some other knowledge and another way of living and perceiving their life and reality, and coming really in contact with nature. I'm sure the people before were as well, but I don't know what their belief system was. And the thing with the Inca people, this is again with the nobility, with the Inca, because the Inca is the name of the person in charge, and there are some sources and evidence that the Inca people themselves, that those connected with that lineage were actually really big people, which I wondered, because doing the Inca Trail, there are some parts where there are huge stairs, or even some of the other the Inca sites, in Ollantaytambo, for example, they have stairs which are huge, giant stairs for us. And I'm thinking, I thought the people at this time were really tiny. You know, Peruvian people are smaller than European people now. I'm tall over there. And those people, the native people at the time, were even smaller. This is quite a long time ago. So then you think, well, why were there giant stairs? So I think there's a lot of mystery around the Inca period and sort of beliefs and everything, and a lot of the stuff got destroyed when the Spanish came in and took over. And a lot of the knowledge, people think that the Inca people must have had some form of keeping track of things, of writing things down. They must have had some system. However, it's believed that they probably destroyed everything when the Spanish were starting to conquer, so that they wouldn't get hold of this knowledge. Or maybe they kept knowledge in a way that we don't know, and it wasn't in a writing system. But currently we only have documentation that was from the Spaniards. And obviously different people have seen different things, they have their own bias, their own understanding, so what we understand is very limited. So I'm going back there next year to do more research, to find more people to interview, to get more in contact with people who are really connected with this tradition, because they still have this there. Like, even though people are Catholic, most people, I think, have this connection with Pachamama and this sort of way of seeing the world and respecting nature, which the Western world doesn't seem to have on the whole. Again, other than with these sort of ancient traditions, Druidism, this sort of thing. So there are many people I think that I can learn a lot from, and I intend to do a project that I've started researching for, but a larger project exploring these things. So eventually that will be out. In the meantime, I recorded my experience doing the Inca Trail, which in itself is an amazing experience. So I want to create a short video exploring that, which obviously focuses on the group that I went with. So thank you very much for all agreeing to be in this. Tomorrow I'm going off to Sweden, where I'm doing part 2 of my artist residency, where I'm actually looking at the tradition of Western alchemy. So it's a different tradition. However, going from that before to seeing the Inca stuff, so many parallels. So many parallels. And this is what I think is amazing. The more I learn about these different traditions, different belief systems in different parts of the world, the more I see it is all connected very strongly. So I think at the moment I'm just gathering knowledge, I'm exploring, I'm pulling things together and putting it into a new form so that I can then put it out onto the internet or screenings or whichever ways I end up doing it, to share these things with you. So the next video I will do, I'll be in Sweden and I will go into some of this alchemy stuff. So thank you for joining me for my first video of this hopefully ongoing project, and I hope you found something interesting. Have a wonderful day. Bye.